So one more story that I'll share with you around this idea of sharing financials, and then we'll take a short break. So I have two sons, Taylor and Carter. Taylor's 32, Carter's 28. Both boys played baseball from the age of like 4, t-ball and then little league baseball. Both of them played baseball all the way through high school, and I was fortunate enough got to watch them play all the way through high school. Used to go to all their games. My older son played high school baseball, and they played on a relatively new field, new ballpark, and they had a beautiful computerized scoreboard, state of the art scoreboard. And fortunately, one of the parents, one of the dads, was kind of a techie of sort, and he ran the scoreboard because no one else could figure out how to run this digital scoreboard. So he ran the scoreboard every game, thank goodness. And whenever we want to know what the score was, we'd look up at the scoreboard. If we want to know what inning it was, who was up to bat, how many hits, everything, all the information about the game was on that scoreboard. Very helpful. Until one game, that dad failed to show up. Wasn't there. No one else knew how to run the scoreboard. It was a catastrophe. So the game starts, and as parents, as spectators, we're just accustomed to always looking up at the scoreboard to know what's going on. And on that day, that game, the scoreboard was blank, wasn't even turned on. It was the most frustrating sporting event I've ever been to. Because again, I was just trained, accustomed to just following the game, following the scoreboard. And I wasn't the only one. Every parent, after every batter, you could see their eyes go up and look at that scoreboard, and there was nothing there, blank. And the players were the same way. We'd watch the players on the field, and after every batter, the players, all of them on the field, they'd look up at the scoreboard. How many outs are there? What inning is it? What's the score? And they too, when they looked at the scoreboard, it was blank. And you could see kind of a puzzled look on their face, like, who's winning this game? And of course, it was a high scoring game. So there was always doubt as to who was winning and what the score was. Well, thankfully, if you're familiar with baseball, there was a scorekeeper on the home team bench. And so we were able to send a parent down to the bench every inning or so to find out who was winning. That was our only way of knowing who was winning or losing. Again, very frustrating experience. And some point during that game, it came to me, kind of a crazy thought. I think this is what it's like for most small businesses. I think this is what it's like for most small businesses, that the players on the field are giving their best effort, playing as hard as they possibly can. And yet, at least on that day, had no idea who was winning or losing or how the team was doing. I think that happens in small businesses all the time. Employees are doing their best, giving their best effort. And at the end of the day, they look up at the scoreboard, kind of a virtual scoreboard within their own business. And what do they see? Nothing. How long will your best employees continue to give their best efforts if they don't know what the score is? I think it's hard. So it was that event really crystallized for me what happens, I think, in many small businesses where we expect our people to work hard and do their jobs, and yet they are never quite sure what the score is, who's winning, who's losing.